with the reason why a WWE star was suspended revealed and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Recalling his barbed wire match against Eddie Kingston, Chris Jericho noted that this bout was cut short, saying on his podcast, "This was a really good match. We got cut short at the end, which was kind of a drag. Super violent, lots of gimmicks and barbed wire. We were getting rushed at the end. It's live TV, and some other people might have gone along with segments, whatever it was. I think we only had 13 or 14 minutes to go through this thing. For me, because CM Punk was the champ and he got hurt, and then Tony Khan wanted Mox and I to work for the title, I couldn't lose that match because I'm challenging for the championship. Had I not been challenging for the championship, Eddie probably would have won. He still got the moral victory when he tossed me into the barbed wire at the end. Even though it was rushed, we still had to get it done." With Rob Van Dam set to be inducted into the Hardcore Hall of Fame, PW Insider put out this statement. Former WWE and ECW champion Rob Van Dam will be inducted into the 2300 Arenas Hardcore Hall of Fame this Saturday. Van Dam debuted in the venue in January 1996, defeating Axel Rotten, and wrestled regularly there until the original ECW shutdown in 2001. He has made appearances in the venue for WWE's version of ECW, Impact Wrestling, and other promotions. Van Dam will be the 22nd induction into the Hardcore Hall of Fame, which was instituted after the passing of Ted Flyboy Rocco Rock Petty in 2002. The induction will be part of a Battleground Championship Wrestling event that is themed as an ECW tribute show. The BCW event has been announced as sold out in advance. Van Dam was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2021. Recalling a superstar that got his neck broken in a match against John Cena from the Armageddon pay-per-view in 2004, Rene Dupree said on his podcast that Jesus, for those who don't remember, he was Carlito's bodyguard, and Cena broke his neck actually. There was a spot where he kicked him in the head that legitimately broke his neck. I felt bad for him because, he broke his neck. He was out for 5 or 6 months, and he was from San Diego. Talking about potential dream matches, Tessa Blanchard said during a virtual signing with Captain's Corner, "People ask me this all the time. There are some people I would like to wrestle. Most of them are in different companies right now. Charlotte Flair versus Blanchard. There's a lot of people on my list. A lot of talent that I'd love to have matches with." Touching on WWE's women's division and the recent return of Tegan Nox, Dutch Mantel mentioned on Smack Talk that he would fire everyone with a couple of exceptions, saying, "Tegan Nox is not ready. I don't know how long she has been in developmental. I don't know what she was doing down there. She is unsure of herself. Now, that could be, I guess, ring rust, and she wasn't moving smoothly. Kind of like she was hesitating on some of the stuff she did. I saw her arm drags, pathetic, not very good. That's what they're sending them to Orlando for. If you can't learn to give a graceful arm drag, something's wrong with the other person working with you. So it does look forced. I would fire everybody right now in the girls division except Ronda and Baszler. I'd fire everybody. Then 5 minutes later, I'd hire them all back just to show them I could do it." On the Battlegrounds podcast, Wheeler Yuta spoke about Nigel McGuinness being a potential replacement for William Regal as head of the Blackpool Combat Club. I think that Nigel's awesome, but I think that we're probably going to wind up doing with the BCC is just taking it forward ourselves. We've already learned a lot, and now it's up to those three to help continue to mentor me. You heard Regal say it himself. So I think that is going to probably be the four of us going from now on, but we'll see where it ends. I'm certainly not ruling it out. Like I said, Nigel's awesome, and I think his style, obviously, he's not active anymore, but his style fit in great with what we were doing. So yeah, I think he's great, but I think for right now, it'll be the four of us. Speaking of William Regal, Jim Cornette had this to say about his interview with Tony Schiavone explaining why he betrayed Jon Moxley. Even Regal was not up to making this make sense. He was like, "I realized the Blackpool Combat Club didn't need me, but I needed to show them why they didn't need me." And at one point in there, he destroyed every bit of credibility he had. He uttered the phrase, "Wheeler Yuta can be the best wrestler in the world," and immediately heads all over the globe exploded. William Regal also recently took to Twitter to send a message to fans following reports of a return to WWE, as he wrote, "There seems to be a lot of news about me getting spread around. There's enough people who really know me, although there are few, as trust is a big issue with me, who know the truth. Unless you hear it from me directly, it is at best second-hand information." It seems that AEW has hired Michael Mansbury, who was the former VP of Global Television Production for WWE, with Mike Johnson of PW Insider reporting that we were told he was backstage at the Full Gear pay-per-view a few weeks back as well, but he is now officially with the company. Mansbury's official title is Senior VP and Co-Executive Producer for AEW. This is a backstage hire for the company. Sticking with the new hire for AEW, it seems that Mansbury was considered as a replacement for longtime WWE executive Kevin Dunn, as Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful noted. When the Triple H regime took over, many asked if Kevin Dunn would also be on his way out. When we asked within WWE, we were repeatedly told that the one person who seemed poised to replace him had left the company, and they didn't think they would be able to get him back. Until today, that person went nameless, until the Mansbury hire was revealed, and WWE sources indicated to us that it was Mansbury. We're told that in WWE, there wasn't much further he could go above where he'd been unless Kevin Dunn stepped aside, which did not end up happening. Another source indicated that he was a name that they thought Triple H would try to bring back to the company, and that Triple H seemed keen on his work. They said that they didn't think Mansbury would come back unless he was taking over Kevin Dunn's role, and Dunn still hasn't budged from his spot. We've already heard from talent and staff within both AEW and WWE who were happy about the hiring and believe that it will go a long way in helping AEW's content. One WWE source said that he's a good hire, specifically because he's more in touch with AEW's demographic and can significantly increase the level of production the company has. One WWE source that heavily criticizes AEW to us said that he saw this as AEW's biggest hire this year. Revealing that he underwent knee surgery, Sting told the KNC Masterpiece that, "I just had surgery 6 or 7 weeks ago now, basically just a clean out on my very old knees. I've seen those that went through the physical therapy process with flying colors, did what they were supposed to do, and worked through the pain versus those who did not. And those who did not, they never recover. The game never comes back to them. I know that is of the utmost importance. For me, I had to do things differently in the ring. I had to prepare differently, train differently, think differently in the ring, and come up with more innovative ways to accomplish my goal." When it comes to a rumor regarding WrestleMania plans for Roman Reigns, Steve Carey of Ringside News wrote that WWE has a lot of plans for Roman Reigns. We've heard the rumor that the company is considering him wrestling on both nights of WrestleMania. We can confirm that no real talk of that happening ever took place. In a tribute to the troops video package to promote the upcoming TV special from Raw last night, a photo of the late Chris Benoit in the ring at Camp Victory in Baghdad was shown, as many reacted online to this, which led to Benoit trending. Chris Benoit cameo on Raw? Someone effed up. Did they just show Chris Benoit on WWE television? They just showed Chris Benoit on Monday Night Raw. Did I just see Chris Benoit on the Raw tribute to the troops commercial? I'm a Chris Benoit fan. I was not expecting to see Chris Benoit on WWE television. With Matt Riddle recently being written off WWE programming for 6 weeks, it seems there could be a specific reason for this. As Cassidy Haynes of BodySlam.net noted that, sources have told me that the reason that Matt Riddle failed a drug test leading up to SummerSlam, this was also the last test under Vince McMahon's regime. With Vince no longer in charge, a new creative direction was taken regarding Riddle, and his big match against Rollins was postponed until Clash at the Castle. Additionally, I was told that the company informed Riddle at the time that another failed drug test would result in a rehab or fired situation, similar to what happened with Jeff Hardy previously. Staying on the topic of Matt Riddle, he was recently spotted in public with a woman where they were sharing a kiss. Of course, Riddle not long ago went through a divorce, as the woman in the photo is apparently adult film star Misha Montana. Touching on reports of Sasha Banks making an appearance for New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom event on January 4th, Dave Meltzer revealed on Wrestling Observer Radio, Voices of Wrestling said that it was a per-appearance deal at the highest price the Bushiroad has ever paid anyone, and they said it was more than Chris Jericho, which sounds to me, I don't know. Chris Jericho made $100,000 a shot when he was working for New Japan, and man, $100,000 a shot. She's gonna have to, with Chris Jericho, he was actually underpaid because of how much revenue he drove between New Japan World and ticket sales at the different shows and things like that. But I don't see her driving that revenue, but I guess we'll find out. The Tokyo Dome may be one thing, but for other shows, and a lot of them in the United States, I don't see where she's going to drive $100,000 of extra revenue on a per appearance basis, obviously tons more than she would have made in WWE, but in total, they're not going to book her on enough shows to where she would make in the long run what she would make in WWE. It's only a few shows. She has plenty of time to do other projects, perhaps work for AEW. In some breaking news, a report of a Vince McMahon comeback is out, with a Wall Street Journal associate writing, Vince McMahon has also told people that he intends to make a comeback at WWE, saying he got bad advice from people close to him to step down, and that he now believes the allegations and investigations would have blown over had he stayed. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.